G'day guys, welcome to my Explorers Feature video. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about Hyundai Aleague for Week 1's recap preview for 2021 guys, so let's get started. So the first match of that game, we see the Western United going up against the Adelaide United. Now, that game was pretty much so close, very determined, and I wasn't expecting this, but it was basically 0-0 and no one basically scored at all. And I definitely had a feeling that this one was absolutely determined whether or not if the other players were going to score, but it was basically really hard, and none of these people basically scored at all, which really disappointed me. Which I thought to myself, was Western United going to win, or was Adelaide United going to win? But I thought to myself, I thought maybe Western United were going to get a win, but they didn't, so they didn't score, but they tried to score, and it was basically a hard game anyway. And they've got good quality players out there, such as Bessa Barisha, they've got Connor Payne, they've basically got I think Max Burgess, I believe. I think he's playing for that team, and also Diamanti too. Oh wait, no, his full name's Alessandro Diamanti. That's his full name. But yeah, they've got good quality players out there, and I just really like the Western United team because they are a good football team. They're just really determined if they want to win or not. Because they are pretty much an average team that basically is a good football team anyway. So it was 0-0 scoreline, and yeah, basically I was just curious if they were going to win, but they didn't. So yeah, what can you do? And basically 0-0. So yeah, what can you do really about that scoreline? Really disappointing for 0-0, and yeah, no scoreline happened. The next game of that match, we see the Brisbane Roar going up against the Melbourne City. Now, this game is pretty much average scoreline for the Melbourne City. They basically got 1-0 for that scoreline, and yeah, that was basically the full scoreline of that match. Connor Metcalf was the only one that basically scored in that game, which means they've got a couple of yellow cards, sorry. A couple of yellow cards, and then obviously second yellow card went to Adrian Luna, which he got sent off for that from the Melbourne City team. And I just thought to myself, that game was pretty much a close scoreline. I thought Brisbane Roar were gonna determine if they want to have that win, but unfortunately they didn't. So yeah, that was real shocking for the Brisbane Roar that didn't get a win. For obviously their fans out there that really like the Brisbane Roar team, but for the Melbourne City and also the fans, they would have been really impressed and how the way the scoreline was. But yeah, it was just really determined how the way they want to improve. And Melbourne City are a really good football team, and they have such good players Jamie McLaren. He's a really good player. He's just a standout player that really leads to the squad. Which I thought to myself that they are a really good team, and yeah, they are an absolute great team that determines if you want to basically win a game of football. But yeah, well done to the Melbourne City for basically getting a win, 1-0, and yeah, Connor Metcalf was the only one that basically scored, and Adrian Luna only got a red card that basically got sent off anyway, so that's a real shame of him. But yeah, 1-0 for the scoreline anyway. The next game of that match, we see the Western Sydney Wanderers going up against Macarthur FC. Now, that game was pretty much authentic, pretty much average, and also pretty much the hard game of that game, which I thought to myself, was the Western Sydney Wanderers going to get that win? But unfortunately they didn't. They obviously was 1-0, another 1-0 scoreline, and I just gotta say, like, this round has been 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. And for myself, in that game, Mark Milligan was the only player that basically scored in the 72nd minute of that second half, which I thought myself was the Western Sydney Wanderers going to get a goal, but unfortunately they didn't. So that leads to Newcastle FC was the one that basically got the scoreline into a pretty much 1-0 scoreline in that game. But Newcastle FC have been into that season, which that means they are a new team that comes into that season, and I thought to myself, they are a really good team, and they obviously are an average team because they've brought into the season, I think last year, and then I thought to myself, like, how come Newcastle FC basically came into that season? Only because they were bringing in like a new team into the A-League draw and basically schedules and stuff like that, and which that basically brings to myself, is this a wonderful thing to have, or is this a wonderful thing to bring into that organisation anyway? But we're not talking about that, we're talking about this anyway. So basically 1-0 scoreline. Mark Milligan was the only player that was scored in that game in the 72nd minute of that second half, and yeah, well done for the Newcastle FC for getting a win up against the Western Sydney Wanderers anyway. And last but certainly not least, we see the Central Coast Mariners going up against the Newcastle Jets. Now, that game was pretty much a real surprising game, and I thought Newcastle Jets were basically going to get a win, but unfortunately they didn't. I was predicting the Newcastle Jets to get that win, but unfortunately they didn't. And the Central Coast Mariners, last year, didn't play as good season as they usually do, and they were basically falling down below and they were struggling a little bit. So unfortunately though, they did get a win, but it was a really good win. So I have to say, very surprising game that was, which I thought to myself, I thought they were going to lose, and I thought Newcastle Jets were going to win that game. But it was 1-0 scoreline again, and Aleague was the only one that basically scored for the Central Coast Mariners, player in the 43rd minute of the first half anyway. So that was a really good match for the Central Coast Mariners, plus Aleague for that scoreline. And yeah, what a really good game that was. I know I wasn't there to vlog that game. I do apologise about that if any of you were going to think I was going to be there. But probably the next game I will probably be there to vlog that game. So yeah, keep an eye out for that. So yeah. So it was basically a really good game that was. I know Newcastle Jets, I thought they were going to put into that win, but unfortunately they didn't. So yeah, the only player that basically scored was Aleague, and well done for the Central Coast Mariners for getting a win for the first time in that season for the first match of that game. So yeah, well done for the Central Coast Mariners anyway for getting 1-0 of that scoreline against the Newcastle Jets anyway. Thanks guys for watching my video, guys. Stay tuned for more. I will be doing a couple of videos coming to you guys soon. Also, I'll be doing more videos coming to you guys soon, so stay tuned for more. Plus, leave a like and subscribe to my YouTube channel and for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Till then, take care guys, stay safe, and have a good one. Plus, let's get up to 200 subscribers. We're sitting on 191 anyway, so let's get up to that. and I'll see you guys next time. Take care.